Welcome to Western Wisconsin Journal. I'm Bobby Pominville, and I'm your arts reporter. And I do enjoy talking about the dance, and mostly the dance at the Phipps. But these two gals are going to tell us all about the upcoming shows. And it's so much fun to go there. I can't miss it because I enjoy it so much. And you do such wonderful shows down there. So Mackenzie Lewis is the artistic director and choreographer. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you.
And Christina Linus is the choreographer. And these girls have worked together many times. So welcome to the show, Christina. Nice
Thank
to
you.
have you back. Let's start with Kenzie. You know what I like to know? I like to know your background as a choreographer and what inspires your love of dance.
That is a good question. It's been a passion of mine. I've been dancing since I was 3 years old, and I grew up dancing at the Phipps. And I was able to work with a few companies from a young age, and then I just was inspired to continue my education. So I studied dance at the University of Minnesota. Where I got a BFA in dance, and I've been working at the Phipps going on 10 years, teaching and choreographing and producing and performing, and it's just a passion that is hard to describe to anybody, and you give all of yourself, you sacrifice your body and all the injuries for that moment to be on stage and that magic that you can't describe to anyone. And that's the product for all the hours you put in for the short amount of time on stage. There's something that you can't really match that with anything else. And so that's a huge piece of it for me, just the personal satisfaction that I get from being able to be on stage, and then also just being able to produce and see a vision come to life, and being able to especially see young students really grasp and develop and see their passion grow for the art.
Well, I've seen you solo dance. I've seen you dance in the company, and you've got a dance company you use, and it changes through the years. But it's just so wonderful to see you doing that, and even out there with your students. I love that part of it. That's so neat. And now let's go to Christina, because I have to know the answer to that question for you too.
Well, I started a little later than some people. I didn't start dancing till I was about 11, but I had been in musical theater before that. And so then I started dancing when I was about 11 and continued to dance all the way through high school and college, all the while doing musical theater as well. So I have a huge passion and love for musical theater dance.
Oh, I love musical theater.
So my background mainly, I grew up with the mentor that was Bob Fosse's assistant in New York. So my background is a lot of Fosse-based movement and a lot of classic jazz, that kind of thing. And I enjoy being able to pass that along to students now that.
Well, is that a certain style of dance?
Yeah, you would.
I wouldn't know, but I've heard the name many times.
Yeah, Bob Fosse was one of the most iconic jazz dance choreographers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so.
And you're doing jazz shows every once in a while. We'll talk to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So
I
it's
could
a
tell
good fit with the
you
Phipps
both
Dance Theater.
love
for
it.
sure.
We do.
Yeah.
And you have a passion for it, and I
Yeah.
just think that's so wonderful. And you've created, like I said, so many shows that I have enjoyed. And tell us about the theme for this next show in August.
So our show title is Hooray for Hollywood. And we created this show based off of iconic Hollywood films through the decades, and really just highlighting those Hollywood icons and really famous films that incorporated dance that could be translated from film to stage in a way that we could just really bring to life for those audiences the magic that was created on film to the stage. So we have everything from bits of Charlie Chaplin to Wizard of Oz, little hint of Shirley Temple, all the way to Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, Saturday Night Fever, if you're into disco, and all the way up to La La Land, a film that was released in 2016. So we have a huge variety with everything else in between. The show is one of the biggest shows we've produced as far as our biggest cast yet. Our most technically demanding show, the most costumes we've ever had. It's just the biggest production we've really ever done. So we're really happy with where the rehearsal process is at and where things are at. It's turning out to be gonna be an awesome show.
You're going to open on the 17th.
We do.
So you must be getting in
It'll
those
be
final
here whether we're ready or
rehearsals.
not, so it always comes together.
But everything you named is something that I enjoy. And I lived through some of those years, the disco. That was my favorite, but until I saw John Travolta.
Right.
And
You'll see him
who
again
could
on
not
August
like that?
17th if you come
So
in.
he's going to be in the
He'll
show
be there,
too.
John himself.
How exciting is this? Oh, I love all that. I'm kind of a Hollywood buff, you might say. So now we should talk to maybe Christine about some of those legends that are going to appear. You have personal experience with one of them, I know that.
Well, we are going to have represent Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe, and we'll have a little Debbie Reynolds singing in the rain kind of tap. We'll have what else? We've got Shirley Temple. Yeah,
Yeah.
our
Gene
adorable
Kelly.
Shirley Temple there. Yes, and my husband Kevin will be singing again this year, and he's going to be impersonating, kind of just being the Hollywood beautiful man that sings all the songs. Fred
you're
Astaire.
so lucky.
Fred Astaire and those Hooray for Hollywood is another one he'll be singing.
First time I saw him, he was emceeing,
Yeah.
and then he was singing a solo, and I was sitting there going, "Where did they get this man?" I mean, he's so talented.
He's become a huge staple for our productions as far as just helping us create a flow and just a really connected show that just moves, and he is such a talented addition to our company. We don't know what we would do without him.
And you really need that because when the show's moving along, you need somebody in between that can, I don't know, kind of introduce to the audience and do different things. And
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that's I would go just for that. But then also it's such fun to see you too
There
with
will
your
be-
students and dancing. And maybe one of you could tell us what are the different ages this year of the students.
Sure. So we have anywhere from age 9. I believe the oldest we have is upper 50s. So
Oh my!
we have a wide variety. We bring a lot of college students that are home for the summer. It's a popular activity for them. And then we have a lot of even working professional dancers that just love it and love the theater and come back. So just a really good variety of old students that have graduated through our program and have come back, and people that have never danced with us before. Like I said, it's a big variety, a huge cast of a really nice mix of ages and backgrounds.
Well, that's impressive, especially to think over 50. Not that that's old, but I mean, there's some of those dances you do are so demanding.
They are, indeed.
And I've seen you just push the limits in different things. And it's such a delight for me to see a lot of the people from Hudson, some of them I know. But you're really expanding all over now. I bet you're going to the cities and different areas of Wisconsin.
We
and-
actually have produced 2 shows in Minneapolis at the Southern Theater. So that was, we did Razzle Dazzle was one of our original shows, and Blackbird was another original show that we've produced over there. So, yeah.
And what about you? Have you gone to the cities first? I imagine you're both in demand.
My husband and I do theater around the town.
You do?
yeah.
How lovely is
But our
that?
focus in the summertime especially is the Phipps Dance Theater, because that's our big
Okay.
production of the year. And then
Is
our
it a-
winter show is a little bit of a smaller kind of core group of dancers. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
summer one is more of a community
Okay.
effort.
Okay, so that's interesting to hear because I'm sure you could be in demand all the time, knowing how well you two dance and all that. And it's hard to be an artistic director. You have to pull it all together.
It is hard.
I don't imagine you have too much trouble because they're all so motivated to dance.
They're very self-motivated, and it's a group that is just willing to volunteer a ton of their time and help out and are passionate. That's the driving force behind me. Is dancers are some of the most passionate people I know, and I couldn't do it without the crew that's behind me. So
that's wonderful. So is there anything as far as the set going on? I mean, I don't know how you could cover all of that. But.
There's a lot going on. We have to, take the most kind of iconic parts of each film as far as set to sort of simplify it, because we can't do a full set for each piece that we have. But we have a very busy technical director that's amazing and has come up with some awesome designs to really transport audiences to that set.
Well, and the costuming for that many people.
Yes.
You must know a lot of people that can put the costumes together.
We kind of do it on our own, actually. We have usually a pretty strong vision of what we want, and we have a really great costume stock at the Phipps of things that we can pull from, but we've gotten very creative over the years of how we can make it work and costume over 60 people. So it's
my word.
You get creative.
That is going to be fun for me to see. I haven't decided on the night yet, but should we talk about the dates then? Starting Fridays through Sundays, you're doing shows on the 17th and the 24th at 7:30. Then we go to Saturday, same time, 18:25. I have to write this all down. And Sunday's show, I believe, is 2 o'clock. That's a great time, too, for people.
It is, yeah.
And so you're running from the 17th through the 26th. So then do you have to pull people in to kind of tune them up, or do you know the show so well then you're just...
We'll do a brush-up rehearsal kind of in between shows, but by the time we get to opening night, we really hope that we kind of can do the show with our eyes closed, and we know what we're doing, and we're kind of a well-oiled machine by that opening night, so...
I'm sure you are, because I've seen quite a few people on stage even at one time, and amazing the different things, the different choreography. Is there anything special you want to talk about as far as choreography for one of the numbers? Or
Well, Kenzie and I are co-choreographing a Wizard of Oz piece, so that'll be really fun for everybody to see. It's sort of a just very condensed version of the story.
I love that.
We like to hit on all the main, and might be a special character in that one that people would enjoy seeing. So I think we need to.
Well, I'm excited already because I used to teach mostly elementary music, and I used to do musicals every year in every grade. So I would have to adapt them a bit when it was younger kids.
Sure.
But one year I went crazy in 6th grade, and I tried to cover musicals from Broadway. That was a tough job to get that all done. And then if you wanted to add some dance, I had little scripts going. That was really hard because we had to learn it on their lunch hour.
Yeah.
And it was not easy for me. I'm not a trained dancer. I like rhythm, I like dance, but boy, I could have used you girls, let me tell you. But okay, so the tickets for adults are $26. Students, all ages 19. Or you can buy a season ticket, and I strongly suggest that. I do it every year. You can buy for 3 or 5 or 7 events, and the savings is up to 33%. And I just found that to work really well because it's so worth it.
There's such a wide variety of things that you can choose from.
Yes.
To go
every
to.
year is
Exactly.
so different.
You can go through the brochure, and of course I have to have a dance thing in there. And I appear in a couple of the choirs. So I'm getting my music there. And we'll put on the screen, but we have the number 715-386-8409 for buying your tickets, or you can go right into the box office. It's open most days. Or the Phipps.org. So be sure you get your tickets because I just know these are all these shows are going to be very popular. I'm sure of that. So, should we move on to other shows? Have I
Sure.
missed anything?
I don't think so.
Because I love to talk about these shows. So, what other shows are coming up for, you might say, 2018? You've got something in January.
We do. So we have another Phipps Dance Theater show with our core company called the Jazz Age, and it's a 1920s, 30s inspired show that will touch on everything from Great Gatsby and Flappers to gangsters and just that whole age, the music, the style of dancing, the costumes, and movement. It'll be a really, really fun show for people. It's kind of a good time of year for people to get out of the house after the holidays and see something fresh and exciting. It's a lot of new original work and choreography. Lots of jazz. It's in the title, but a very jazz-based show.
Yes, yes. And people will recognize your picture there, Kenzie. That's a great picture of you. And will you be working on that one too?
Yes, I will be choreographing.
Good, good. And then I found there's something going on in March, and it goes a little bit into April too. And it's the Phipps Dance Company.
Yes, so that's our auditioned group of 14, I guess it would be, 9th to 12th grade girls. This year it's all girls. That put on a concert in the spring. So that is, I direct that company, and Mackenzie directs the junior dance company at the Phipps. So we have a variety of the high school age dancers as well as the
Yep.
fifth
And then
through.
5th through 8th grade is the junior company.
So that's what you're referring to in March.
Yes,
that weekend.
yes, I saw it in the brochure, and I
Yeah.
thought we definitely have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Now, are you just signing up people for that show? I mean, you said
yeah.
pretty soon you're going to go back to the Phipps and sign up.
We have our open house tonight for our technique classes that start in September and run through May. But we actually already held auditions for both the senior and the junior company at the beginning of the summer. Those companies have been cast, so those dancers will start rehearsals in September, and they'll also be part of the technique classes that we offer weekly at starting in September as well.
That's wonderful. So, can they come out today or tomorrow, or is there certain?
Anybody who's interested in taking technique classes at the Phipps can come see us tonight and sign up and meet the teachers and get some recommendations as far as what classes might be good for you. And
All right.
all ages, kids, adults. And,
Great, because I do want to encourage people, although I
Yeah.
think it's very popular in Hudson.
And
be
then
involved.
after tonight, it'll be available to come on into the Phipps and register in person or online
Oh,
too.
good,
Yes.
good. So it'll still be open
Yes.
for a while.
Until classes start.
Until classes.
So, and we don't know what the theme is there yet. Or is there a theme? Because
that's-
sometimes you
yeah.
do a lot of different.
For
Dancing.
our technique classes are focused on technique specifically. So we, in many different disciplines and styles, ballet, jazz, tap, hip hop, contemporary, lyrical, and beyond that, we offer those classes weekly by a variety of 10 different instructors. And then they create dances individually to culminate in an end of the year recital and review. So no theme around that one. The focus is driving that technique and teaching
Right.
and
And
teaching
that one, the recital is in May.
in May.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's another one in May that I didn't know about.
That's
Well,
just a little.
I'm sure I'll be, hearing about it and so on. And if you do go down to the Phipps, I like this so much. Not only is there a big brochure for the year, but there's little postcards. And I picked up the one for dance, and it's perfect. You can just grab those and be sure that you sign up to go to those. Oh, girls, you do such a good job.
Thank you.
I just admire you both so much.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
And I just enjoy talking to you because these are themes I just love. So I'll be there.
Awesome.
something for everyone in the show. So
Yes. So we hope you enjoyed the interview today, and I thank Kenzie and Christina for coming today. I always enjoy hearing about the dance at the Phipps. So be sure and get your tickets. Thank you.